As the world faces a refugee crisis and politicians globally talk of closing borders, there's one group of people that can move with ease: the ultra-rich. Increasingly, countries are building immigrant investor programs, or IIPs, targeted at the wealthy and developing countries in which they can trade money for residency and citizenship. Currently, the highest demand comes from the growing number of high-net-worth people in China and Russia. There's also plenty of demand from other developing countries and areas experiencing unrest like the Middle East. In theory, the economic benefit is clear. IIPs are intended to boost local economies, create jobs, and increase resources for public infrastructure. In practice, experts say they have mixed results and little data exists to prove their success. Canada, an early adopter of such programs, previously ran an IIP that provided permanent resident status to investors willing to give a 5-year, $800,000 loan to the Canadian government without interest. The funds were distributed to the provinces and spent on things like hospitals and infrastructure. But the program was terminated in 2014 because the government thought it undervalued permanent residency and had little economic benefit. An evaluation found that, on average, immigrant investors declared lower incomes and paid less income tax than federal skilled workers and refugees. They also spoke poor English and French. But some, including Saskatchewan Premier Brad Wall, were upset by the decision. Wall said his province used the funds to build homes in a housing shortage. Others noted immigrant investors poured money into real estate, restaurants, and shops wherever they settled and rarely used social assistance. Meanwhile, the federal program was replaced by the Immigrant Investor Venture Capital Program, which asked immigrants for a $2 million investment in Canadian startups with no guarantees of a return. As of September 2016, it had only 17 applicants. As the global market for immigrant investors booms, questions remain about whether Canada is missing out on a potentially lucrative source of investment and what the price of permanent residency should be, if it has a price tag at all.